My name is Jessica Monroe, I am 32, and after 8 long years of military service overseas, I was finally coming home, for Christmas. The idea of my mother's cooking, my sister's laughter, and even the snow-covered street where I grew up filled me with hope. I imagined a warm welcome, maybe even a surprise party. But just 3 days before my flight, I received a chilling text from my father: "Don't come home." No reason. No explanation. That text shattered me. But it was only the beginning. Before we dive into this emotional roller coaster, please subscribe for more true stories of betrayal, resilience, and justice. Coming home for Christmas was something I hadn't done in years. 8, to be exact. My deployments, training, and life in uniform always kept me away. But this time, I made sure to take early leave. I bought gifts from overseas bazaars, wrapped in military duffel bags, ready to surprise my family. I called my mom 2 weeks before. She sounded distant. Not cold, but not warm either. She said they were just keeping things quiet this year. I thought nothing of it, maybe she was tired or stressed. She asked when I'd land and gave a half-hearted, "Okay, we'll see you then." That should have been my first red flag. 3 days before my flight, I was grabbing lunch with a fellow soldier when I felt my phone buzz. It was from my dad. "Don't come home." That's it. No follow-up. No context. I read it 5 times, certain I missed something. "Is this a joke?" I texted. No reply. I called. Straight to voicemail. I called again. Then my mom. Then my sister. Nobody answered. I went from confused to panicked in minutes. My bunkmate tried to calm me. Maybe they're planning a surprise. But this wasn't like them. My family was traditional, emotional, and tight-knit, at least they used to be. Still, I boarded my flight. A 16-hour journey with nothing but anxiety as my companion. I landed in Boston, rented a car, and drove to my childhood home expecting balloons, maybe someone running out the door yelling surprise. Instead, I was met with a locked door. The porch light was off. My parents' car was gone. I knocked. No answer. I stood there in my uniform, bags at my feet, heart racing in the December cold. An elderly neighbor peeked through her curtains and slowly came outside. Her face shifted when she saw me. Not with joy, but hesitation. "Jessica. I'm so sorry," she said softly. "Sorry for what?" I asked, trying not to cry. "I heard what happened. About the fraud. About how you were dishonorably discharged. I can't imagine what you're going through." My world stopped spinning. "What are you talking about?" She looked stunned. "Your father said you were under federal investigation. That you stole veteran benefits and faked documents while overseas." I felt the ground drop beneath me. None of it was true. I'd never been in trouble. I'd received multiple commendations. My record was spotless. And yet, my father had told our neighbors I was a disgrace. I drove to a nearby motel in shock. I barely slept. The next morning, I made my way to my sister's apartment. She opened the door but didn't invite me in. "Jess, you should go," she whispered. "Tell me what's going on. I don't want to be in the middle of this. Dad said you did some illegal stuff with your military benefits. That you were being investigated." I looked her in the eyes. "Do you believe that?" She looked away. "I don't know." That broke me more than the rejection. I spent the next week trying to piece together the truth, and what I discovered was far worse than I imagined. My father had been using my military credentials, my ID number, my SSN, even my award certificates, to secure illegal contracts and claim extra benefits. He'd filed paperwork saying I was dependent on him for care. He'd claimed I had been medically discharged and mentally unfit. He forged my signature on documents. And he'd all under my name. He'd planned to keep the lie going until I returned. That's when he panicked, and began spreading the rumor that I was the fraud. He needed to destroy my reputation before I could expose him. It was calculated, cruel, and from my own father. I could have retaliated, smashed things, called him in a rage, but I didn't. I filed a formal complaint with my military legal division and submitted an identity theft report with the federal government. The investigation took time, but the evidence was overwhelming. IP addresses from his home, bank accounts in his name, emails, handwriting samples, even phone calls recorded with him pretending to be me. My father was arrested 6 weeks later. The look on his face when federal agents knocked on his door, I heard, was pure disbelief. He thought I wouldn't fight back. That I'd just walk away quietly. He thought wrong. In court, he tried to play the victim. Said he did it for the family. That he meant no harm. But there's no justification for stealing your own daughter's identity and trying to destroy her life. I sat in the courtroom, not to gloat, but to stand firm. To be seen. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison and ordered to repay the full amount. My name was cleared. My record remained intact. But something deeper had changed in me. Months later. I didn't go back to that house. I sold the old Christmas photos I had left. I blocked my sister, who never once apologized, and stopped answering my mother's guilt-ridden voicemails. I bought a small home 2 states away and enrolled in grad school. I made new memories with my brothers in arms, my real family. People who'd never betray me. I still wear my uniform proudly. Still salute with strength. Because no matter how dark betrayal gets, truth has its way of rising. People expect revenge to look like anger, shouting, and payback. But the most powerful revenge stories don't need violence. They need truth. They need silence loud enough for guilt to echo in. I didn't ruin my father's life. He did. And I just made sure the world finally saw it. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe for more stories.